Welcome back into Locked On Seminoles for this live edition at the conclusion of the Florida State and SMU game. It has been a very poor second half for the Noles. Looked like they had a shot at the end of the half, but obviously this game is not the way it should have went. Florida State self-destructed. They flat out self-destructed tonight, but we're going to talk about it. Going to get a little bit of information in tonight, but with so much info, I've got 2 pages of notes and didn't even cover the fourth quarter. I gave up. But I do want to talk about a few things positive to start off with. Number one, DJ looked far better tonight, especially in the first half. I don't know why, but you could just see he threw with confidence. Had a few ropes that were just tremendous passes. Receivers looked better. Again, I'm talking specifically first half, but they would still shoot themselves in the foot with a penalty or a missed block, whatever. Injuries and whatnot have taken their toll, but SMU had some injuries too, and they overcame them much, much better than the Florida State Seminoles. I just don't understand how they can be so up and down, but a couple of, I don't want to go straight into the negative yet, but a couple of notes on the game that just kind of drives me bananas. There's a lot of different formulas and ways to look at things, but third downs, Florida State 3 for 11, SMU 8 for 14. Penalties, 9 of them, including the kind of goofy face mask. I thought it wasn't really a big one. There on the special teams play in the second half, that was a big one. Time of possession, SMU over 30 minutes, Florida State just under 23. I mean, Mastromano, again, having a great night as a punter, 49.8. He's incredible. But here, this shocked me. I just did not see this coming at all. I knew SMU could run the ball a little bit, but this is insane. SMU with 194 yards rushing. I mean, just abysmal effort by Florida State. And whether it's a run gap fit that's missed, whether it's not wrapping up, I mean, the lack of fundamentals in the front seven for Florida State. The linebacker level we know is a problem, but like that's not all of it. DBs didn't do a great job in that regard either. First downs, I mean, it's pretty much 3-2, 21 of them for SMU, 13 for the Noles. Rushing first downs, 9-3. I mean, just insane. Here's the few things that are interesting, though, because this game both teams opened the game, and they both scored. And it looked like this is going to be like a 42-35 kind of game. And I'm just kind of going through it, and I'm happy with the way Florida State's offensive line's doing, the receivers, tight ends, everybody, just everything seemed to be in sync all of a sudden. And I was just kind of taken back. It was like a reality check. But then once you got to the second half, it's like they went back to like the Boston College game, basically. Just zero continuity. Here in the third quarter, it's the worst. This is one of the worst stretches in the history of Florida State football for a unit or a group. In 4 minutes and 14 seconds to start the third quarter, this is what happened for tight ends and receivers, among other things. Kyle Morlock with the absolute stone hands play. The ball pops up in the air. Absolute perfect pass from DJ Uiagalelei. Perfect pass. And Kyle has the ball pop up in the air. The interception sets up a short drive, blah, blah, blah. Portier has a bad special teams play. That costs them. Jalen Brown with a drop. Amari Williams with a drop. Landon Thomas with a hold. So the tight ends and receivers just in a matter of a few moments had 5 catastrophic plays. 5. You can't try to be that bad. Florida State completely threw the game out the window in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. And SMU wasn't even playing great. But if you keep giving a team with as much explosiveness as SMU the football in advantageous situations, well, of course, you're going to lose. Again, 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Just unbelievable. The stat that I always talk about that I track the most, first down runs, I just want to go over those real quick. First half, SMU did a pretty good job. Noles averaged a little over 3 yards carry. Tofili for 3. He got stuffed. Tofili for 8. Cam had 1 for 3. Tofili for 1. Tofili for 6. DJ for 3. That's the one he fumbled on, and they got lucky to get it back. But a couple of the other notes from the first half before I get into the chat. I'll get into the chat in just 1 second. Florida State is struggling on the edge. That's one of the very first things in a terrible sign, because this is on repeat mode. Kevin Jennings, I've said it 1,000 times. You must keep him in the pocket. Florida State failed immediately. That was kind of surprising to me, but whatever. The throw by DJ and the rope to Malik on the one on the outside on the right just shows what an incredible arm DJ has. The RPO throw to Ja'Kai was great. The slant to Portier was great. But then that weird snap from Mo Smith was a killer. You don't expect a 60-year senior to roll the football back to your quarterback, but he did. Richie Leonard was out tonight. Darius Washington had a false start. Brayshard Smith was out for a while for SMU. That's when Florida State had some time to make up a little bit of game, but it didn't really seem to matter because their backup running back's pretty good. Florida State was very RPO heavy all night long, which is okay. That seemed to work, but they would shoot themselves in the foot with penalties, drops, dumb plays, missed blocks. It is literally one of the most discombobulated football teams I've ever seen because they are up and down like the New York Stock Exchange. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. The interception that DJ threw, although, I mean, it wasn't a perfect pass. It was a great play by the defender for SMU. The flea flicker, this is something we talked about all week. For the touchdown for SMU, you must communicate and pass guys off correctly. The guy for SMU that scored on that might as well have been the first one in the stadium. There was nobody within 15 yards of him. Complete F- by Florida State secondary. They have too many busts. It's terrible. Field goal blocked by Shaheem Brown was tremendous. Got to give him credit. He's pretty darn good. Miss Brown on a deep ball, DJ did. That's one of the things. If you're going to have a pocket quarterback, you can't miss on those. He did have the big one to Ja'Kai early in the game for 50 yards. That was awesome. I mean, just incredible. Here's the bus in the first half. Even though they kind of kept them down, they got lucky a little bit. Some good pressure on the quarterback. SMU had 122 yards in explosive plays just in the first half. Absolutely awful. Florida State would get a stuff, and then just have a bust. I talked all morning preparing for the short podcast I did about poise being the more focused team in Florida State. 100%, especially at the beginning of that third quarter, did the opposite. Here's the little bit that I gave on the third quarter stats. LT's first down runs, he had 5, 2, 9, and 10. They actually ran the ball decently in the third quarter, but the play by Morlock was just the absolute killer. DJ had a nice pass out to LT on a nice little wheel route. There was a holding penalty on the long screen. That was a killer. I mean, Florida State just shoots itself in the foot. The stupid penalty by Conrad Hussey at the 9:31 mark. Then right after that, RJ makes the highlight reel touchdown catch by the pylon. Great throw by Jennings from SMU. Nice to see Landon Thomas get a touchdown catch. 4:45 left in the third. But with that, again, welcome into Locked On Seminoles. Wish it was under a little better circumstances. I just wanted to get that out there to kind of get going. But, man, it is hard sometimes to watch Florida State because they get your hopes up and then they just take it back, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, as the old saying goes. We're going to come back and get into the chat here on Locked On Seminoles. But this is a very disappointing night. I want to hear what you all have to say. So jump in the chat. Let's see what you got to say. And bring on your comments. Bring all your questions. With Robinhood Gold, you don't need a silver spoon to eat up the financial favors of the top 1%. Robinhood Gold allows others to get the rates and perks usually reserved for the high of society. Now, resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn the very liberal rate of 4.5% APY on uninvested cash, received unlimited 1.1% deposit bonuses, and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement boost on an IRA. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of a high net worth for any net worth.
These generous benefits are now available for only $5 a month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at Robinhood Gold /gold. Terms apply. This product specific disclosures. Visit Robinhood.com /gold. Investing involves risk. Rate may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. All right. Let's jump in the chat here. I'm sure there's plenty of unhappy people, and rightfully so. Let's see just randomly. I haven't looked at any of these, so here we go. Ooh, wow. Leftover Gaming with the immediate hammer job. He states, Taggart's teams looked better than this. Well, hello to you too. That's maybe not true, but to be honest, I think Norvell's in quite a bit of trouble personally. Let's see what we got here. Norvell needs to be fired now. That's from Jake Hutchinson. Wow. Maybe not now, but I think Mike Norvell's eventually going to survive this? No, I don't. I think he's in a lot of trouble. Austin Packham, I hate this team. Wow. Leftover, this is absurd. Yeah, I mean, it really is. Let me just take a moment here. It is hard to make this many mental errors in one football game when otherwise you've been playing good in a lot of times. Like Florida State either makes an elite play or a horrible play. The normal just, 3 yards here or there for either side. There aren't a lot of those. Florida State is a catastrophe waiting to happen on either side of the ball. And then the special teams play, that one area that Florida State excels, definitely special teams. You get a weird face mask penalty or something, and that really hurts you as well. It's crazy. These players are horrible. Oh, man. Keith and Blunt, I can tell the host is already pissed. It's just our life right now. Mike is trying to make DJ that player he's supposed to be. He just ain't it. To be honest, I mean, it's funny. DJ did make some really good throws too. But I just don't think mentally in quarterback's hard. You must know where all your progressions are, know where every player is going to be before and after the snap. It's a lot. I just don't think he can handle it. And 99% of the guys that go behind center in their career cannot. It's frustrating when somebody has the arm that DJ Uiagalelei possesses is the guy that doesn't. He has one of the strongest arms on planet Earth, and it's all but wasted. Leftover Gaming. Might as well start the stream early because this game is over. Oh, gosh. Leftover Gaming. This isn't DJ's fault. DJ made the correct throws. His receivers just dropped a million balls. The receivers at Florida State, combined with the tight ends, are bad. Ja'Kai is kind of the exception. I'll throw out Morlock. I don't want to say he's dead to me, but he's pretty bad. And I thought he was going to be the breakout player on offense this year. I have missed on many predictions in my life. Morlock is towards the top. Let's see here. Texas Skiffy. Might have to get too drunk to host after this beatdown by SMU. I'm not a drinker, but thanks, man. Senior Comrade 123. Man, DJ got a touchdown for the opposing team. Well, that pick six was pretty awful. That throw that DJ did he didn't see the backside linebacker at all. And that's what I mean by knowing where everybody is. He is not good at going past the second progression. It just doesn't work, man. Garrett PCL bloodbath. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair enough. Tommy Guns F joke. I'll just leave it at that. I'm sure you could figure out what he said. Vashon, Clemson is blowing us out. No kidding. Do you really think Florida State's going to play well against Clemson? I don't. Draco the Kid, you started early tonight. Can't lie. I'm glad, bro. I'm growing now. Couldn't finish watching that stuff there. Sports Icons TV says, bye-bye, Norvell. You know what? He's not going to get fired this year, but he's in a really bad spot. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm just going to go all in on it. Anybody who wants to jump off ship for this is fine, but I think Norvell's in a lot of trouble. Tommy Guns, worst Florida State team I've seen in 35 years, and it's not even close. Wow. Why is Mike and all these players getting paid all this money to get blown out by high school teams? That is from Leftover Gaming. Well, that's a quality question. I don't know, but Mike makes about $10 million a year. Not deserved. The Miami JV team, SMU, is pretty good. That's for Macho Man 79. Key point here, what he's referring to is all the guys that transferred in from Miami. Lashley developed them a lot better than the last staff did at Miami. Mike Merrick, go Noles. Mike, go nuts. What's up, Mike? Vaishon, Morlock needs to never play another staff. Dude, his hands are terrible. How do you regress as a senior? Catching the ball. I'm not blaming that on coaches. I'm sorry. I'm not. You're a senior. By then you got to know it. Catch the football. He doesn't look the ball in. It's constant. He tries to run before the catch and it kills him. He's terrible. For Sean, more drops. That's his new nickname. Okay, ready. That's hilarious. Tommy Guns. Got this money and now he is, oh, wow. Mike Norvell's got his money now. He's playing with house money. Win-win for Norvell. Lose for FSU. Oh, man, this is brutal. This is brutal. DJ made some pretty good throws, but his receivers just dropped a billion balls. It's not false. Florida State's receivers and tight ends really failed tonight. 42 points, Ronaldo Gonzalez says. Yes, sir. Yeah, get Morlock out. I think Morlock's time as a starter at Florida State probably over. O-line had like 6 or 7 holds. Florida State's O-line played like garbage tonight in the pass protection game. And give SMU some credit, though. Their blitz package did a nice job. They thought Morlock was something special. That's in Ratchet Cat Productions. I thought he was going to be good. I didn't think he was going to be special. He's awful. He's just straight up awful. Tommy Guns, undisciplined team. Undisciplined is kind. Matter of fact, on that point, let's see if I can find, what is it? Is it 9? Yeah, 10 penalties for 79 yards. Just garbage. Ugh. Surfer, can't wait to watch DJ versus Clemson next week. With the facepalm emoji. Yeah, that's not going to be good, brother. Leftover Gaming. I've said all year that Alex Atkins needs to go. Dude is a liability, can't recruit and or develop. Tommy Guns. We got her, Tommy. Clemson is about to boat races. Florida State either comes out in that game guns blazing or gets annihilated. I'm going with the latter. That could be 42-17, kind of similar tonight. But Florida State is a weird team to try to figure out. I'm a trend guy, stat guy. I don't think you can really project much with Florida State besides the fact they're going to fail them